Hey, y'all, what's up? Hey, so I'm driving. I'm on the way to IHB Burnham. I got permission from the yard to go out there so I can get my bearings because I'm a new driver. So, you're coming with me. Follow and obey all of the safety laws, traffic laws. Okay. That guy's going the wrong way. No, he's not. Driving all up on the curb. Anyway, I'm going to take you guys with me. I'm not going to bore you with obeying all the traffic laws and stuff while I'm on my way. So right now we are driving down State Street in Hammond. This is Soul Avenue. So I'm gonna be taking Holman to Gosselin. Then from there I'll be hitting IHB Burnham. It's the Westlake corridor. We're driving under right now. I'm gonna go around it. The CP Holman here, and that's Holman Avenue right there that we're gonna be driving under. I guess from here I can go to CalCityYard first. How about that? We're gonna go to CalCityYard. It's on State Line Road. We'll go there first and then we'll go down Holman. Man, this street is so messed up. Jeez. So here we are at State Line Road in Willow Court. We got your Calumet City Fire Department training facility here. And then over there, across the tracks, we would be essentially at IHB Calumet CityYard. We have to stop our vehicles before we cross any railroad tracks. Make sure nothing is coming. Alright, so there's essentially two ways. I already recorded a video of me going this way. it was at nighttime. I'm not gonna go all the way down. I just wanted to see what this area looked like in the daytime so I can properly get my bearings. There's really nothing going on in the yard right now. The night before last, it was very busy, raining and lightning, and had to come back and forth down here 2 or 3 times to drop a crew off and help a conductor with an assist. That is Burnham Avenue, that bridge up ahead that you see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that bridge up ahead is Burnham Avenue. I was unsure if that was Burnham Avenue or not the last time I come down here. So over here, there's a road over here you can take to get to the same spot. The road is right there. It's like a guard shack. We'll make a little bit of a reverse here so you guys can see the guard shack there. So there's a road that runs right up the side of the yard. You take it to this guard shack and you can turn in here where those yellow posts are. Make a left and turn straight into the yard, and you can be able to access the north part of the yard from here, but you can only go down so far. Got a couple of CN locos on this side and track here. Take State Street and be able to get to other areas of the yard, because this little gravel road only takes you so far. I mean, in theory you can go down, but you won't be able to access everything from the middle of the yard, but you can only go down so far. You have to go down even further to get to places. Like, you have to go to Paxton Street off of State Street and Paxton. You have to make it right and take Paxton all the way down to the tracks and then come back east from there. So there is a train parked there to your center left, and that head end is probably up there at Paxton Street. So you will have to ride up there to Paxton Street. Be able to get to that head end. You wouldn't be able to get to that head end from here. And I can see that quite clearly now. Alright, I had to turn around. I had to watch where I was going because there's a series of switches back here that juts out onto the path. And I didn't want to reverse into them and mess this car up or mess up any of their equipment. So I had to stop doing what I was doing so I could be able to safely make this maneuver, turn around. So that road Jalita Drive, or whatever it's called. I don't even know if it's on the map. But it essentially leads to the same part of this yard, just on the north side of the tracks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here now. So I believe I got at least this part of the yard down. You said you can go wherever the van fits. There really is no restrictions other than that. Oh, besides for 10 miles an hour in the yard and stuff like that. I'm talking about as far as where to go. Wherever there is a locomotive sitting, you can put your van there if it fits. But they don't like for people to do a lot of backup moves. Obviously, because, you know, if you're depending on mirrors to back up, you're not going to see much. You know, unless you have your mirror set perfectly so. You have blind spots or whatever, you might hit something. Go around this road here. It looks like a storm's about to start brewing. And I'm gonna take this road to go back on the north side of the yard. There's a guy sitting there at a gate with no shirt on. That was a cough laugh. I don't know where that spur goes. Okay, this is a Y. All right. So this is the guard shack I was showing you guys earlier where the yellow posts were. You can choose any of these little paths to get into the yard, but the trainer told me always, that's why they call it Jalita Drive, because it's called Jalita, USA, Chicago. Anyway, you can take any of those little paths into this yard here to be able to access other portions of the yard. Now there is a yard crew, I was told, that comes here in the mornings during the daytime, and they sometimes might need rides from West End Gibson to get to their equipment. Here is parked on the side here. The CN locos that I pointed out earlier. And that crew comes here in the mornings or during the daytime, and they utilize this booth to phone the yard or the phone dispatch to get instructions on where to park their trains and whatnot. I was told in that shack there's just a corded phone, there's a light switch in there, and sometimes they leave it on at night. You would think someone is in that shack, but there's no one in there. So I was told that we might sometimes come down here to drop crews off at their head end. You can see here we got the CN locomotives parked here. So and then I've seen on a map that you can take this road down quite a bit further, but there's only so far that you can go. And as I stated, I'm not going to be going all the way down. But I just wanted to get my bearings. You can drive down there, but there's really nowhere to go. It's like a little equipment shack. So now I'm coming back around. Like these, I have to get my bearings because there's lots of places that you can potentially go to pick up and drop off a crew at. So when they tell me, hey, go to this street or go to this spot or whatever, they might not actually give you an exact location. Usually, most of the time, they're not going to give you an exact location. So they say, hey, I need you to go to West End, pick up GP6. That's just an example. Pick up GP6 and take them to CalCityYard so they can get on their head end. Copy that. So all the information that they told you is that you're picking up a crew at Gibson West End, you're bringing them to CalCityYard and taking them to the head end of the train. But you don't know where that head end is because he didn't tell you. And if you ask, they probably wouldn't know. They give you a general location. It's in the yard. Go find it. It's in the yard. The crew would tell you where to go. That's what you're gonna get. And most of the time, the crew will tell you, how to get to wherever. Some of them have been here for decades and they're pretty perky. They might not want to tell you where to go or expect that you should already know where to go. But that's not usually always the case. But you will get the information eventually. So that's how I look at it. Cut through the attitudes and all of that. People want to get mad at you because you don't know where to go. They might not even really know where to go. But you just have to just put that in your pocket and deal with it because you have to get the crew where they need to be. So whatever has to happen to ensure that the crew gets to their head end, you just gonna have to do it. Swallow your attitude, swallow your pride, all of that shit. And just get the crew to where they need to be. And like I said, their head end could be anywhere in this yard. So, you will have to know if you see a train, the head end of a train parked on a particular track, you have to know which road to take to get to that head end as soon as you see it. Got time to mess around here. You got to get these people to their equipment. And like I said, I've driven around through here before, just on my own, just doing some general exploring, but I've never extensively, driven through the yards before because I didn't have a reason to. And every time I come here, there's nothing in the yard. Usually the moves that occur in this particular yard, at least since I've been here, now all the moves happen very early in the morning. So by the time, right now it's about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and there's nothing happening right now. So there probably won't be any trains coming into this yard till later on this evening. And by the time I ain't gonna say my shift, I'm just floating right now, but by the time the 10 o'clock shift starts for us, there'll be things to do, possibly, maybe, at this yard. So, we're on the way to IHB Burnham. Yeah, I said I was going to take home and didn't realize, hey, CalCityYard is right there. You might as well go there first instead of IHB Burnham. That's all right, though. We did go there first. The storm clouds are really getting dark and gnarly over there. It's really dark. It's only 6:30 in September. I mean August. Fast forward the whole month for you. Look at those clouds. Look at that. Wowzers. Looking ominous. I have to resist the urge to drive like I normally would. This is a company car, it's not my car. So I fixed the aperture to get more light. I just wanted to show you guys how dark it really was, because it's not this bright out here right now. It's really not. It's very dark. So we're going back under South Shore Westlake Corridor. We're headed towards that damn street. Gosling. Yeah, we're gonna take Gosling to Burnham Yard. Yes, this light that we having right now is artificial. It is extremely dark out here. I'll try it again so I can show you guys if I can. The thing about camera phones, like they automatically adjust the shit. It's not this dark. It's not even this dark. But I'll take it. It's just slightly darker than what you see. Get back on home in here. Slow your roll. This is South Shore train coming, but you guys seen the South Shore before. You're not missing anything. So there's Westlake again. I mean, this is gonna be a hot spot whenever they get it running. Oh, that's not South Shore, that's CSX. Look at that, right on time for it. So, while we waiting on this intermodal train here, was a South Shore train coming. Anyway, while we're waiting on these trains to clear, I guess I should talk about some of the other yards I've been to so far. One of the other yards I've been to was Blue Island Yard, which is the biggest Indiana Harbor Belt yard as far as tracks, but not as far as land. I think Gibson Yard is the largest as far as land. Because it literally takes a long time to get from the west end to the roundhouse. It's like damn near 2.5 miles straight shot. Now, you could drive 2.5 miles in Blue Island, but it's very compact. You know, they have more trackage than Gibson, which makes them the largest yard as far as that. As far as land is concerned, Gibson is the largest by far. To me, anyway. There are other ISB yards, but I haven't been to those yet. Blue Island is one only other ISB yard I've been to. Another yard I've been to is Yard Center, UP Yard Center, which is in the same area as Blue Island. It's just a little bit further south to the east. Yard Center is easy. It's only one spot to go there, that I was told anyway. The other yard I've been to, Proviso, UP Proviso. And there also, there's only one spot to get to once you get there. Those are fairly easy to learn because, like I said, it's only one spot to get to. Blue Island is a whole other monster. It's like Gibson. There are many places you have to know to be able to drop off crews. So at Blue Island, of course, you got the office. And then you got the hump yard. Sometimes you might have to take a crew there. And then you have Ashland and Stewart Street and Ashland, which are on opposite ends of the yard. You have to know how to get to both of those places to pick up and drop off crews. I've only been to Blue Island twice, and only one time did I go there. You know, we dropped off crews both times, but Ashland and Stewart Street, I haven't internalized those yet. It's hard to explain. They're on opposite ends of the yard, two completely different ways to get to both of those locations. And it was so important, they said, for me to learn how to get to those particular spots. And if you look at it at the map, you'd be like, what the fuck? But you gotta learn it. I haven't even fully learned the hump yard stuff yet. I know where it is, but I don't know how to get there through the yard. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, I guess. CalCityYard. What else have I been? So far, Division Street, which is in the same area. If you go to Manheim Road and Lake Street and Melrose Park, when you get to that intersection, you go left, and the entrance to Proviso will be left. If you go to Manheim Road and Lake Street and you go right, the entrance to 25th and Division Street is there. It's a UP yard. I'm not even sure if it's a yard. It's a location where UP terminates trains. It has a place where you can pick up and drop off a crew at. And it's basically just an intersection of a street. It's not technically necessarily a yard. And it's high up on the embankment, about 14 feet. So, you got to pull up to the side of the embankment where the stairs are, and then the crews, you go up the stairs, come down the stairs to get to your van. And that's it. That's 25th and Division. But it's in Melrose Park. And then you got North Pole Yard, which I've heard a lot about, but I've never been to, and no one ever took me there. I know where it is on the map. I can take you there on the map, but I don't know how to get around that yard. And like I said, there are several other yards that we could possibly go to. And then you have, coming back to Indiana, the other yard I've been to was CSS Burnham Yard, which is different from IHB Burnham Yard, but it's in the same general vicinity. It's just the entrance to CSS Burnham Yard is off of Brainerd Avenue and what's the name of that street? It's off of Brainerd Avenue and Burnham Avenue. Here we are, coming off of Sheffield, on Gosling. And all these dark clouds threatening rain, and not a drop fell. Hey, we got an ISB switch engine crossing Brainerd Avenue here. Cool. I never thought I could get to catch that. That's wild. Uh-oh. Have a reactivation. Yeah, that's a fluke. I knew that was a fluke. So we have activation failure here. Burnham Yard, ISB Burnham Yard. So this is where we drop crews off at here at this little shack. They call it the office here at Burnham Yard. And this is just not the side that I wanted to see, but I just wanted to bring you guys out here to show you so I can get my bearings as well. Sometimes the train terminates down here. You have to drive up the track a little bit and be able to pick up the crew. Sometimes you have to drop the crew off here from other places because they started here. And that's not where I wanted to go. What I want to go to, the place that my trainer talked about but didn't take me to, which is the north end. The dispatcher had told her to take me to the north end, but it was at night, you know, so I have to give it to her. She didn't want to really drive down there. You know, dead in the middle of the night, it's super dark, you know, whatever. I mean, I was with her, but she just wasn't feeling it, and I wasn't pushing it. So I never got to actually drive down. But I was asking different conductors and different engineers questions about North End. So we have an activation failure, so I have to be careful. Very dangerous because these cars are coming across here with this activation failure, gate down, going around the gate here. I'm gonna have to find a way to get through here. Look, there's a massive amount of cars waiting to come around this gate. Okay, so I'm gonna go. Damn activation failure. this is the other side of CalCityYard. So the shack that I just come from is right there. I just crossed the tracks and came into the other entrance. Because this is the way you get to the north end. This is what I was told by several conductors, and I wanted to check it out. Because just in case dispatch randomly, hey, we need you to go pick up a crew from the north end at Burnham. There are crews working out here tonight. Hey, go to Burnham. Need you to pick up a crew at the north end. So I asked several conductors where the north end was, and they all told me basically, essentially, it was down here. Conductor's looking at me like, what the hell? Just riding around, sir. And sometimes they tell you to come down to the north end because there might be some UP units sitting here. And you might have a crew that need to be picked up or dropped off. So it was explained to me that, you know, the north end of the yard, you know, goes back quite a ways. And this is how they get to Whiting to go, you know, going across Wolf Lake. Now, I've been to Wolf Lake. I've been to the ISB crossing at Wolf Lake on the north side of the lake, I believe. You know, because they got that fishing park or whatever. People go out there to take walks or whatever. So that's what I was doing out there. And I know it was an ISB crossing there adjacent to a parking lot, a public parking lot. You know, that track is in Illinois technically, but it goes back into Indiana under the toll road. But to get to that point, the trains have to leave this yard and they take a lead that takes them across a diamond. I can't remember what that diamond is. I don't know if it's a diamond with ISB again or another. I don't know. But they have to take it north from the south end of Wolf Lake and they actually drive over Wolf Lake to get to the north side without being. I've never been to the south side, and I'm not going to the south side of Wolf Lake now. I'm just driving down here because I never drove down here before, and I want to see what it's like. And I want to, you know, if there is a train that is terminated down here, and there are a couple of locomotives, and I can't find the locomotive, call the number, let's say the number is XYZ, and I can take this road down a little bit further to find it, then I can do that. But, you know. So this is, I guess this is the north end of the yard. You have to excuse the lighting because it is very cloudy and gloomy and dark. So the lighting is kind of awful right now. But take this road as far as it can go. Okay, so you can cross over here. Can you cross? No, you can't cross over here. Nah. I mean, I guess technically one could, but I'm not going to. Yeah, that's all the harbor. So I don't know if there is an official location that dispatch considers north end, or if just they're talking about the north end of the yard in general. But regardless, I've never been there. Okay, so we got this little box here. I think I can find this on the map. This is the lead out of the yard. Okay, I see it. The lead out of the yard goes to the right there. You know what? It goes across. What's the name of that street? I know where I'm at. We going to that. I know where I'm at. Yes. So you can also get to the north end of this yard. I can get to the north end of this yard from Calumet Avenue. I just have to remember what the name of this street is down here. I can get to the north end of this yard, and I don't have to take this road. So this is I would call it the Whiting Lead. Got a deer over there. Wow. Cool. Sorry, babies, I'm coming through, so y'all gonna have to get going. Anyway, I'm gonna call it the Whiting Lead, the north end of Burnham Yard. There's a street up here that this particular track crosses, and I can get to this street from Calumet Avenue. So I can take Calumet Avenue to this street, and I have to drive all the way through their yard to get to the north end. I can get to the north end of the yard from here. Yeah, alright. Yeah, okay. I know. Okay. Well, we're still south of Wolf Lake. I'm not driving down there right now. But, wow. Yes, I know. I know this street. I just have to remember the name of it. And I'm gonna go left. Burnham Yard sign. Yep, I can come here. Be careful because it's very narrow. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know where I am. What is the name of this street? This terrible street that everybody and their mama takes, but nobody will pave it. This is a great street to bypass a lot of traffic on Calumet Avenue and what's the other street down there? Is it Wentworth or Torrance or something? Okay. I need to figure out how to get to this side of the yard too. Alright. Now it wants to rain. What? is the name of this. I'm not ending this video till I find out what the name of this street is. I'm gonna look at this video later and study it. (136th Street). That's what it's called. 136th Street. 136th Street. And then this street is Sheffield. Yeah. This street is Sheffield. I can go to 136 in Sheffield. Okay. All right, that's it. Bye.